Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Utah Spirit Trail Cocktail Videos. My name is Charles, and tonight's cocktail is called the Sunflower because it's spring, and, well, why not? This one features two different distilleries on Utah Spirit Trail. Dented Brick Distillery, and we're going to be using their bristlecone gin, which is about $29.99 and can be found not only at the distillery, which I always recommend going to the distillery, I know, but it can be found at 15 different DABC locations. And it's going to have some Saint Germain in it, but it's not local. And Holystone Distilling's Absinthe, because this cocktail calls for an Absinthe Rinse. And the combinations between gin and absinthe have always been some of my favorite cocktails. So, and then you throw in a little bit of the Elderflower Liqueur from the Saint Germain's. That's got it for me. So hopefully this one's good because I've never had a sunflower. So let's get after it. Let's get our cocktail glass out. We're just going to set that to the side though for right now. Get our mixing tin, and this cocktail is so simple. If you can just remember 3/4 of an ounce, it's 3/4 of an ounce of everything. So 3/4 of an ounce of the bristlecone gin from Dented Brick. But I need a jigger. Actually, let's use a smarter jigger, shall we? There, that's better. Work harder, not smarter, right? All right, 3/4 of an ounce of bristlecone gin. 3/4 of an ounce of Saint Germain, which is an elderflower liqueur, widely available at most of the DABC locations. Needs 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice. And last but not least, aside from the Absinthe Rinse, we need some Cointreau, right? That's what the cocktail calls for. But what's Cointreau? It's Orange Liqueur. Well, we just so happen to have a fantastic distillery right here in Utah that makes brandy, mead, and Uncle Dan's Orange Liqueur. The Hive Winery and Brandy Company in Layton, Utah is ran by two of my favorite people. And they have just opened, like a couple months ago, they just opened their brand new tasting room. It's out of this world. You guys have to go. You just have to. So let me grab it off the shelf. We're going to put 3/4 of an ounce of the Orange Liqueur in here. I use so much of this, I have to have 2 bottles at all times. Seriously. Also, because what if there's an earthquake and I can't get my Uncle Dan's? How else would I make cocktails that have orange liqueur in them? There's a lot of them. Who's going to fit him in there? Good old Dan. Great story about Uncle Dan's. So be sure to ask him when you get there. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Okay. So aside from the rinse, again, that's all the ingredients. I'm just going to kind of push these guys over here to the side. And we're going to shake this with some ice and then strain it into our cocktail glass. So we need some ice. Okay. Now, I'm just going to shake it for 15, 20 seconds. Okay. Now, before we strain it into our cocktail glass, we need to give it an absinthe rinse, right? Say that 3 times fast. So a rinse is you're just kind of coating the inside of the cocktail glass. So you don't want a lot. So be careful when you're pouring. Pour out the excess. And then strain it into your cocktail glass. But I'm going to actually double strain this one because I did see some seeds come out of the lemon. Almost lost my ice bucket. And we're just going to use a lemon peel as the garnish. And it's just going to be like a little twist. Again, we kind of want to roll this in our fingers to kind of express some of the oils. And then kind of give it a little twist, make it a little curlicue. And there you go. Sunflower. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Mmm. Oh, man. That is an orange daydream. Oh, wow. So the Bristlecone gin is an excellent gin, and it never fades into the background. I've tried it with a bunch of different cocktails. It's always present, but in a good way. You can always pick up the botanicals from the gin across the board. It always enhances the cocktail. Of course, the Uncle Dan's, I go on and on and on about how much I love that as an orange liqueur. The Elderflower Liqueur from St. Germain is excellent. And of course, the absinthe from Holystone Distilling. Not only is it the only absinthe that is distilled here in Utah, it's one of the very few that's distilled in the country. And it's just an excellent example of all absinthes. I would put it up against anything, any European absinthe. I just think it is that good. So, anyways, super simple cocktail. 5 ingredients, all 3/4 of an ounce except for the absinthe. It's just an excellent. Now this screams spring to me. This is such a good cocktail. It's so refreshing, bright. Very smooth, not sharp at all. It's just so good. It's excellent. Just a couple of quick notes. The Uncle Dan's can only be found at the distillery in Layton. And the absinthe can be found in a few of the different DABC locations, but at the distillery as well. So, and obviously the Briscoe Gin we talked about before, it is available at 15 different DABC locations and at the distillery. So I hope you enjoyed the cocktail video, and here's to hoping this day found you in good spirits with Utah spirits. And several of them. Cheers. Oh, that's so good. Thanks again for watching.